If we want to build more homes in Australia, we need to elect Renee Coffey to the National Parliament. If we want to cut taxes for every Australian taxpayer, we need to elect Renee Coffey to the Parliament. 99,000 taxpayers in this electorate of Griffith will get 2 tax cuts if Labor is elected, or they'll get tax hikes from the Coalition if Peter Dutton becomes the Prime Minister. That's the difference here in Griffith for 99,000 taxpayers. Now, only one party is going to this election with a credible, costed and coherent economic plan, and it's the Labor Party. And housing is at the absolute core of our responsible economic management. It goes to the choices at this election. Under Labor and this Prime Minister, more homes, more tradies and smaller deposits, or under Peter Dutton and the Coalition, fewer homes, higher prices and cuts to TAFE and tradies. And so that's the choice when it comes to housing. The choice when it comes to the cost of living is higher wages, lower taxes and ongoing help with the cost of living under this Prime Minister, or higher taxes, lower wages and no ongoing help with the cost of living from Peter Dutton and the Coalition. The choice at this election is between stability from Anthony Albanese or risk from Peter Dutton. The choice is between responsible economic management being provided by this Labor government or secret costs and savage cuts, which will come if Peter Dutton is elected Prime Minister on Saturday. Now, yesterday, Katie Gallagher and I released our detailed costings for the election. It was the third costings update, if you include the PFO, in the last 5 weeks or so. And what the costings show is that responsible economic management is a defining feature of this Albanese Labor government. A $208 billion turnaround in the budget, 2 surpluses, a smaller deficit this year, $100 billion in savings, banking the majority of the upward revision to revenue. All of this is about cleaning up the mess that we inherited when it came to the budget. Now, it is now long past time for Peter Dutton to come clean on his cuts. Peter Dutton can't find the $600 billion he needs for his nuclear reactors without coming after Medicare again like he did when he was the Health Minister. By our count, they've made about $62 billion in commitments. That's before you get to the $600 billion of nuclear reactors. Peter Dutton needs to come clean on his secret costs and his savage cuts, which will make Australians worse off. That is what we are calling on Peter Dutton to do today. Come clean on your cuts, not after the election, but well before the election, so that people can understand how much worse off they'll be under Peter Dutton when he comes after Medicare again. He comes after housing by abolishing the Housing Australia Future Fund. He comes after free TAFE and all of the things which is so important to our economic plan. Now, tomorrow we will get new numbers for inflation. The progress that we've made together on inflation is a powerful demonstration of the progress that Australians have made together more broadly on the economy. We've got inflation substantially down. Real wages are growing again. Unemployment is low. We've got the debt down. Growth is rebounding solidly in our economy, and interest rates have started to come down as well. So we've made a lot of progress on inflation. We've made a lot of progress on the economy, but we know that there's more work to do because people are still under pressure and the global economic environment is so uncertain. In volatile times in the global economy, we don't need a volatile leader like Peter Dutton. Peter Dutton presents an unacceptable risk to household budgets, the national budget and the national economy in uncertain times. We are providing responsible economic management, stable, considered, methodical economic management. You saw that in our costings and you've seen that in the progress that we're making on inflation as well, and we'll see more of that tomorrow. Now, the only way to ensure that Australia continues to have stability and responsibility is to give Labor a majority on Saturday. That's why these Queensland seats are so important. It's why Renee Coffey is so important as well. Last point I'd make is about Queensland and the role of Queensland in this election. We've seen Peter Dutton's true colours through the cyclone and through this election campaign, and they're not maroon. They're not maroon. He might be from here, but he's not for Queensland. This Prime Minister is not from Queensland, but he is for Queensland. And the fact that he comes here again and again to make these crucial investments in housing in Queensland, to give every Queensland taxpayer a tax cut, to make sure that we're not doing what Peter Dutton wants to do, which is to build a nuclear reactor in the suburbs of his local community. These are some of the things that are at stake in this election in Queensland, but also around Australia.